Hey, it is Monday, the 11th of February. So great to be here. My name's Tanja. I'm a peak performance specialist for real estate and property professionals. And this is Mindset Mastery Monday, where every Monday I just share simple insights, tools, and resources to help you elevate your real estate of mind, shift the stuff where you're stuck or oscillating, and help you achieve the goals that you desire in the least amount of time. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Jackie. So if you see my eyes going here, I'm talking to our friends on Facebook, and you right here are our friends on Instagram. Good morning, Emily. I think you're going to love this one. Hey, Stephen Bailey. We've got the Baileys in the house. I'm loving the book. Let me just quickly grab it. I'm an avid reader. I tend to read about a book a week and a half. And thanks to my friends Jackie and Steve Bailey from Bailey Real Estate, I'm reading this little ripper at the moment. For those of you who don't know me very well, I'm all about elevating consciousness. Good morning, Kim. And g'day, Chris. Great to see you. This book is a ripper. It's 4 books in one called The Game of Life, The Power of the Spoken Word, something I'm really passionate about as an NLP master practitioner and trainer. What is the relationship between our thoughts, words, actions, and results? Your word is your wand. I love that one, particularly after our conversation, Stephen. And The Secret of Success. So this is The Wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn. I have never read this before. A beautiful gift from my friends at Bailey Real Estate. Loving it. Thank you, guys. So, hey, Kim, thanks for the morning. Okay, so let me ask you straight off the bat. Are you stressed right now, or have you been recently? Just a simple yes or no, or a thumbs up. Are you stressed right now, or have you been recently? Now, a lot of my work really is specialized to the real estate and property industry. However, I get questions from people in and out of the industry. This question came from someone outside of the industry, but it couldn't be any more relevant to real estate right now. And the question was, how do I handle the stress and pressure of work? And do you have any strategies to help me with this? And yes, I do. So thank you to you for asking the question. So stress is a really normal part of life. It actually can be a great temporary motivator. Yes, Emily's saying she has been recently. So just a simple yes or no. Have you been stressed recently, or even right now? Or do you know someone that's stressed? And if you do, tag them, because I want to give you and them as much value as possible. So stress can be a very normal part of life. It also can be a really great motivator. It inspires us to get into fight or flight or flee, which is take an action pretty quickly. So, you know, some kind of stress is good. Some kind of stress also can represent that you, g'day Priscilla, yes, she's like, yes, that you are in a growth phase. So what we want to look at today is the 3 types of stress, how you know which one you're in, and how to effectively navigate it, and what are some kind of ways to manage or treat stress. G'day, Nat, great to have you here. So often if we're stressed, as I was saying before, we're in a growth phase. It means we're either in unfamiliar territory, we are learning something new, and when we're learning something new, particularly if you're in a new job, what tends to happen is we kind of really want to prove ourselves. So not only are we in a new environment, having to apply particularly new skills in an environment that's unfamiliar with people we don't know, we want to impress. We want to demonstrate that we were worthy of the job if it's a new job, and we want to prove ourselves. Now, the environment is stressful enough. You put added pressure on yourself to kind of be really good and better than you think you are. It's going to elevate your stress. Good morning, Paula. So if it's a new environment, if it's a new job, if it's a new business, if it's a new situation, just know, g'day, it's just normal to be stressed. It can be healthy and it can help you grow. Kim, yes, I've been tackling some fears totally outside of my comfort zone. Definition is decisive. Thanks for taking the time to write that, Kim. That's beautiful. When we're outside of our comfort zone, we grow. When we go beyond being safe and comfortable, we grow. Is it stressful? Yes. Is that bad? No, many of us kind of collapse stress as a bad thing. Now, it can be a bad thing if it's chronic stress. So I'm about to unpack now the 3 different types of stress, and I want you to listen for yourself. Which one are you either in now or have you been in recently? So acute stress is when it's kind of short term. It's kind of quick pressure. You're often in a high pressure situation, or you're thinking about events coming up, or you're thinking about upcoming demands on time, and typically there's tension in your stomach, you're tight all over your muscles, you can get a headache, you're kind of in distress. So that is, g'day Janet, that is acute stress. That can happen daily, that can happen, in your week. Sometimes even before I shoot these videos, I have a little bit of stress because I really want it to be of value to you and I want it to land. So acute stress can be momentary and it can be short term. And it is really when we're worried or thinking about how we're going to get something done, or we've got a big task at hand, or we've put our hand up for something that's unfamiliar. Does that make sense? So acute stress is okay. It will activate our adrenal glands. It will put us in flight, or flee, but it's manageable. That's the first level of stress. The second level of stress is episodes of acute stress. That's when you have kind of like a few episodes of stressful situations. They can be the same thing, like a new job, and you're showing up day after day in a new environment, having to learn new skills in a fast pace, maybe with not enough training or support, and you want to prove yourself. Or it can be just, a frequent experience of stress and too many commitments and not enough time to do it, or your environment or resources change, or there's something going on with the kids or a relationship. Now, you've got acute stress, frequent or episodic acute stress, which kind of happens here and there in a day or in a week. And then the third level of stress is chronic stress. That's where you are never out of a stressful situation. It could be financially, you're stressed trying to pay your bills. It could be a relationship that you're in that's constantly stressful and you're trying to navigate those conditions. It could be a dysfunctional family. It could be a situation at work. It could be workplace bullying. It could be a health issue. But chronic stress is where you just can't get out of it. Good morning, Sonia. Lovely to have you here as well. So I want to hear from you, whether it's acute stress, kind of short bursts, whether it's episodic acute stress, short bursts that's kind of happening in episodes, or whether it's chronic stress, like you are constantly in a state of stress. Please type in, if you're in stress right now, is it acute, episodic acute, or chronic? Just type it in so I can get a sense of where you're at. Which one are you in? Or which one have you been in recently? And that'll help me kind of navigate where to go next with this session. And if you're watching this live, please type in live on either Instagram or Facebook. And if you're watching the record, please type in record. Short bursts. Okay, so thanks. Sonia's saying, yep, short bursts of stress. So we are built to really be able to navigate short bursts of stress. We are episodes of acute stress. Yeah, so let me ask you, Emily, is it because you're in a growth phase? Is it because you're doing something new? Paula, episode acute. Okay, thanks for saying so. How about our friends on Facebook? Can you let us know? Hi, Akshay's live. Hey, Rod's joined and Priscilla's joined. So let me know, please, on our friends on Facebook. Instagram's winning at the moment. Acute stress, episodic acute stress, or chronic stress. Now, chronic stress is the one that we want to really avoid. And here's the thing, in real estate, a lot of principals are in chronic stress right now because they have $60,000 worth of expenses to pay to run their business, or more or less, every single month. Episodic acute. Thanks, Priscilla. And every 4 weeks, they've got to come up with 60 grand. They've got to pay people, they've got to pay for electricity, they've got to pay lease. And if they're not making the sales, or their team are not making the sales, it's going to be really tough to try and navigate that. Emily's saying here, yes, mostly because I've been taking on a lot of extra responsibility at work, and especially over the Christmas holidays, which was extremely busy. Okay, so thank you for being so clear, Emily. So episodic acute stress is where you are going to be expanding and it's temporary, but you've got to make sure if you're in a growth phase, you get the support and resources you need to be able to handle the levels of stress. But I promise you it's going to be good for you because you're going to grow. Often the challenge occurs when we are being way too hard on ourselves, and we expect too much of ourselves in a short space of time, and we're trying to please people. Hi, Rob Ferguson. Happy Monday. Great to have you here. So whether you're in acute stress, episodic acute stress, or chronic stress, I want to give you some tips on what you can do, G'day D, to really navigate it. First of all, please remember you're stressed because you care. You care about the outcome, you care about the people that are involved, you care about the results that you're trying to produce. You're stressed because you genuinely care. Does that make sense? Can you understand what I'm saying? You're stressed because you care about the outcome. So you're a good person and you're doing well and you're doing the best you can with the abilities that you have. Chronic stress can also put us in a state of fear. And if we are in a state of fear, we tend to really, really shut down. Thank you, Rod, saying it makes perfect sense. Consider in life, we can, whether it's personal or professional, we can be in two states. We can be in fear. And fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. What does that mean? Often the stories we tell ourselves in our head, Emily, about what's going to happen or we're going to get in trouble if we stuff up really kind of catapult us in a state of fear, which adrenalize us, which squash our intuitive intelligence, which squash our sensibility, which affect our ability to effectively problem solve. Fear is where we kind of shut down and become very single-minded. What we want to do is get in a space of love. And that sounds a little bit, esoteric, but it's true. When you are in a stressful situation, if you go, oh, yeah, look, I'm feeling it stressed out, I'm feeling insecure, I'm feeling anxious, acknowledge it and breathe. And bring your attention to your feet so you can feel really grounded and here on earth. Often what happens when we get stressed, we get all up in our head and we kind of go off with the fairies and we're not centered and solid. Breathe, bring your attention back to your body and wiggle your toes. Bring your attention back down to your feet. Then start to look at for yourself, is this acute stress? Is this just happening in the moment? Is this been an episode that's been going on, or have I been in this place for a long time? If it's acute, it's okay, you're in growing pains. You want to look at what are the resources you need right now. So identify a resource. What are the resources, g'day Ash, that you need right now to help you? Do you really feel like you need more time? Do you need a human resource? Is the system that you're using ineffective and unproductive? Okay, so maybe it's not you and your lack of skill or experience. Maybe it's the tools and systems and resources or the team you're working with. So start to look at what kind of resource you need in the situation you're in to be able to navigate the task that you're working on. And the other thing is, close all the doors in your mind and stop all the distraction and just focus on one thing at a time. Often stress really happens when we're overwhelmed and the filing cabinet of our mind is flying out and there's papers going everywhere. One of the greatest disciplines that you can practice, and I am practicing this myself, I'm not masterful at it yet, but it's just do one thing at a time and treat life as a moving meditation. Meaning if you're working on a proposal, work on the proposal, shut down social media, shut down email, shut down your phone, and just be focused on one thing at a time, and that'll help just relax your nervous system so you're not trying to catch all these papers like Harry Potter mail being delivered to all the different personalities in our heads. Now, I believe that prevention is better than cure. If this is making sense, please give me a thumbs up or a smiley face or love heart eyes or any emoji that you fancy, preferably not the poo one. So I believe in prevention is better than cure. So thanks, Ash. So what are the best ways to prevent stress from occurring? Well, as I said before, thanks guys for the acknowledgement. Monica, beautiful, lovely to have you here. G'day, Ash. Prevention is better than cure. So set yourself up like a prophylactic joy. sounds like a terrible term, but I just made it up. Prophylactic joy. What does that mean? When you build resources and a resourcefulness to then effectively be able to navigate stress when it pops up. Rod's saying, this is just in capital letters what I needed right now. You have no idea. My little spider senses might have told me. Prophylactic joy, that's just a made up term. What does that mean? When you build a foundation and a muscle of just like groovy ease, where you're less reactive and you're more responsive, where you're centered and calm, I just believe that that's going to be a way better foundation than having to deal with stress sporadically when it pops up. So one of the best ways to deal with stress, I believe, is to build a muscle of being de-stressed. The best way I know how, if you've listened to me before, you've heard me bang on about this, it's savers. It's a morning practice where you meditate, you affirm who you are, you visualize the event you're working on, Rod, or the million events you're working on, all working out, and just everything being easeful and sponsorship falling into place and people enjoying it. You exercise, which is a great de-stressor. It's one of the best. You read or listen to some inspiring podcasts. There's a saying in NLP, garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. Man, if you're stressed, pay attention to what you're listening to, especially the little voice in your head. There's a great saying, be careful what you say, for you are listening. What are you telling yourself? Are you listening to the news? Are you listening to shitty talkback radio? Are you listening to your friends or family constantly complain? You become your environment. I've recently had to really put a distance to people in my life that were toxic. I just refuse to surround myself with people that are actively bringing themselves, others, and myself down. I just refuse. So that will cause you stress. And if you live in an environment where you've got negativity and negative people, it's going to mess with your state. Give me a thumbs up, a smiley face, if you know what I'm talking about, or if you've ever felt yourself stressed by other people. In real estate, many offices are cubicles, and you can have someone that's cracking the shits and slamming the phone and complaining about people, whether you're in property management, sales, admin, or accounts. That's going to have an impact on you too. You need to have an environment that's conducive to just productivity and joy, and ways to really defrag and unpack stress, because I'm not a fan of pretending stress is not happening and pushing it down. G'day, Matthew. Great to have you here. I'm not a fan of that. I really believe that depression occurs when we suppress our feelings at the time. And then it's been suppressed and suppressed and suppressed for so long, then we've got to try and come up for air. Okay, it's really not healthy. So prophylactic joy, prevention is better than cure. Here's savers: meditation, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, podcasts, scribing, gratitude journal. I was up at 5:30 this morning. I've done all of mine except for exercise, which I'll do straight after this. Your environment, the lighting. I think I'm a vampire. I really hate artificial light. I can't stand it. Who have we got here? Hamilton, Steph. Hey, Steph, all the way from WA. Great to have you here. Is the lighting? Do you have airflow? There's so many environmental things that can really contribute to our stress. So check the lighting, check the airflow. Are the plants in your office dying? Are you drinking enough water? You need 2 liters of water a day. If you are dehydrated, that's going to put your brain under stress. G'day, Marcus. And you won't feel great. Manage your time. I can't tell you how good I feel from my prophylactic joy practices of practicing savers, doing my yoga, my exercise, meditation, and even rituals. Like last night, I vacuumed and zened my office. I prepared for today. My day is planned, and so I can show up in my day really clear about what I'm doing. So don't let time dictate your experience of life. Manage your time. G'day, Tara. Clearly this is a very hot topic because we have a high level of engagement. So I want to know, is what I'm sharing valuable? Are you hearing something for yourself? If so, what are you getting? Environment, lighting, hydration, nutrition. I know a lot of people that eat filler and not fuel. They stuff themselves with food that has zero nutrition. You're putting your body under unnecessary stress. Good morning, Tara. Time is, you know what, as a peak performance coach, every single day, every single week, I'm coaching people. You know, let me ask you, what's the number one complaint that people have that they don't have enough of? Write it in on Facebook, Facebook and Instagram. What is the number one complaint people have? They don't have enough. What? Let's see who's first. I don't have enough. What do you reckon it is? Energy? Okay, thanks, Marcus. That's not the one I was looking for, but yes, Rod, yes, time. Marcus, energy is a really important one too. Energy, time, money, they're the top three, typically in this order. Time, money, energy. So, time. As a coach, I also say to people that, thanks, Matthew saying time, Tara saying time. As a coach, I say to people, one of the resources that you can do for yourself is create an ideal week. Plan your time. And here's what I hear all the time: they don't work. Ideal weeks really work. It's us that doesn't work. Your time, your calendar, your outlook, your schedule, your diary is you sitting down and looking at what do you need to do personally and professionally for yourself, your family, your projects, your work, your clients, and when is the best time to do it. And when you plan that and you can step back and look at it, you can see, do I have enough time to get this done? Most of you don't sit down and actually even plan your time. And then when you even do that, you don't stick to it because you're letting outside forces impact you. And one of my favorite quotes is, we teach people how to treat us by what we allow, what we stop, and what we reinforce. If you're stressed about time, ask yourself, have I overcommitted? Have I said yes when I really mean no? Have I not had enough sleep for myself? And then am I operating on half an empty tank? If time and time management and ideal week is a challenge for you and you've tried it and you haven't won, please, G'day Real Estate, DM me or comment and let's book in a complimentary 15-minute, half an hour discovery session. Let me have a look, because I can tell you I am masterful at helping people find time and be more effective with their time. An example is I helped one business owner find 40 hours in their week 40 hours in their week, what they could do whatever they want with. I just last week found, 2 weeks ago, had a client find 720 hours a year, 4 hours a week that they thought they didn't have. You cannot see the ocean from inside your own fishbowl. So sit down and plan your time, including personal time, and make sure that first hour in the morning is for you to set up prophylactic joy. So does that make sense? She's just lost me. Emily, I've read a quote the other day that said, if we spend 3 hours a day sleeping and 3 hours a day working, 3 hours a day, 8 hours a day sleeping and 8 hours a day working, we still have 8 hours to hustle. And that made such a difference in my mindset. Yes, but the problem is, we don't plan our time. You've got a whole stack of thumbs up there. I think it was Emily that wrote that. Yeah, Emily, well said. You've just done a great share, so thanks for writing that. You are amazing, Tanj. You have inspired me for a big week ahead. You're an angel. Right, I love you. Plan your time. Don't be at the mercy of time. Every time you blade time as a resource or money or energy, you make that resource more powerful than your ability to be resourceful with the resource. Does that make sense to you? So when you say, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have money, then your subconscious mind believes that to be the case, and you will never be empowered. You will never be able to go and achieve the things that you want because you're at the mercy of that circumstance. Makes sense? If it's yes, give me a thumbs up, smiley face, whatever. So here are some quick rapid fire things that you can do to prevent stress or manage stress. Breathe, meditate, exercise, take care of your environment, make sure you've got oxygen flow, make sure the plants in your office aren't dying, make sure you're hydrated, make sure the lighting isn't fluoro and suck, that just completely zaps my energy. Feed yourself fuel, not filler, nutrition. Your body needs nutrition. Prioritize your time. Don't be a victim to time. Sit down and plan your time, and if you suck at that, like most of us do, reach out to me. I want to help you. Breathe. Talk to someone. I cannot stress this one enough. Talk to someone. So many of you are suffering in silence because you're concerned about what people think of you. The beautiful person that wrote this question to me has no idea the impact they are now having on others because I'm sharing content that's helping others. Reach out. Do you know the number one response that I get over 30 years, 25 years, I've asked this question. What do you love the most? Guess what the answer is? Let's see if any one of you can respond. Guess what the answer is? I love to help people. So when you ask someone for help, when you talk to people about how you feel, you're giving them the greatest gift that they love, which is to help you. But be clear, do you just need someone to listen? Do you need solutions? Do you want answers? Or do you just need sacred space? Find your distractor. So find, is it time, money, energy that's causing you the stress, or the environment or a person, and work with it or eliminate it and establish the support mechanisms that you need. The best thing for you to do is, if it is just acute stress, meaning it's happening momentarily, look at it. Are you in a situation that's new to you? Change your definition to it's just growing pains. I'm outside of my comfort zone. I'm learning, expanding, and growing, and I've got this. But do yourself a favor. Don't put more pressure on yourself by trying to be perfect. Don't overcompensate and take on too much because you're trying to impress someone. Just show up and do the job or the task at hand to the best of your abilities and ask for help. You will earn greater respect if you say, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to do this. I know you've already told me twice, but I really want to do a good job and get it right. Can you tell me again, or tell me in a different way? Does that make sense? So acute stress is, it's short term. You're thinking about pressures of events. You're stressed about stuff that hasn't happened, the upcoming demands of time and life. You'll feel it in your stomach and you'll feel, in your body. Just sit down, focus on one thing at a time, plan your time ahead, check that you've got the resources. Episodic acute stress is when that happens in episodes. Again, you want to do the same thing. Chronic stress means your reality is stressful all the time. Either your work, your money, your health, your environment, your relationships. If this is the most harmful state of stress, this is long-term stress, and this is where you feel that you can never escape from the conditions. If that's you and you're stuck and you need help, I'm here for you. I want you to DM me. I want you to write me a comment. I want you to email me at tanja@tmjcoaching.com.au and let me know you're in chronic stress, you need a hand. We will schedule a complimentary 15 half-an-hour discovery session, and I'll help you see the ocean from outside your fishbowl, and let's get you some resources to have you really thrive in life and not just try to survive under stress. Too many people right now are struggling in stressful conditions that can be avoided, and it is the number one reason I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I need to know if you want some help. I need to know if you have people that you know need some help, because I'm here to support and help you. So I really hope that you found that useful. Please, prophylactic joy. Invest in yourself first, and the best way I know how is to buy Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning. Practice savers, build a great foundation. It'll help you be able to navigate acute and episodic acute stress. Let me know if that was useful. Just write down, what did you learn from today's conversation in Mindset Mastery Monday? What did you hear for yourself, or maybe someone that you know that's navigating stress? Did you hear a resource that you know you could really apply that would make a difference? Please give me some thumbs up, love hearts, smiley faces if you got some value out of this conversation. Do tag someone or share this with someone who you know will benefit from this session, and reach out to me if you have a question about leadership, mindset, managing stress, anything at all. I'll absolutely do my best to answer your question or find a resource to be able to. So that's a wrap for today. As I said, I hope you found it useful. To our friends on Facebook, did you dig that? Did you get something? Please type in the comments. Let me know also if you've just tuned in. Are you watching this live, or are you watching this as a record? And also, if you don't know, Rapid Fire Friday is on 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. It's where I reflect on all my coaching sessions from the previous week, and I just do rapid fire insights and tips, because I know many of you maybe don't have the resources for a one-on-one coach, but you're experiencing the same challenges and frustrations. So I want to be of service to as many people as possible. I love you. Go well. Reach out. Thank you to you for asking that question. I hope you got something out of it. Have a beautiful day and much love. Speak soon. Let me know. Hook me up if you need some support. Ciao on Insta. And to our friends on Facebook, I love you. Have a beautiful day. Go be great. Be kind to yourself and others today, okay?